There we are. Well, hello, everyone. This is David Bash out here in Los Angeles, Reseda to be exact, on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. This is episode 176 of Material Issues. And we're just very glad to be here. Well, Mark Hershberger will check in probably in about 40 minutes. But right now, we've got, as you can see, and I've got to forgive me because I haven't been the one to start the live show, so technically I'm might be a little off, but there we go. Anyway, you all know him, a wonderful author of several books on power pop and the Beatles and such, drummer for the great band the Armoires, who have a brand new album called Octoberland out right now, and just all around good guy. So would you please give a huge Material Issues welcome to Mr. John Borack. Hey, John.
Ah, shucks. I'm blushing over here. Hey, David, how you doing?
Good.
So is it really a long day of living in Reseda? And how many people say that to you when you tell them you're from Reseda, California? A lot, right?
Not so many people use the whole line, but they'll mention Tom Petty.
Yeah. That's probably how a lot of people have heard of Reseda. But
well, what really made Reseda famous was the Karate Kid.
And, that's right.
And then the show Cobra Kai, the 20 years later remake or whatever it was.
Right.
So that put Reseda kind of on the map.
Not
necessarily in the best way, but put us there.
I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you or not, but I used to travel to Reseda quite a bit when I was young because my Uncle David, funny enough, lived in Reseda. And so my parents and I used to drive out there. And I remember thinking, man, it takes a long time to get to Reseda. And now it takes about 2 hours longer, I think, to get to Reseda than
probably
it did back in the 70s. But yes, a fine place to live, as they say.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's the one place we could afford to have a house. I mean, anything where we used to live in Sherman Oaks, the houses are like, the minimum was 900,000 and most were over $1 million. And I'm sure now they're even more than that. So
it's real estate prices. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we bought this house for $250,000, our house here in Orange County.
Wow.
And it's worth a lot more than that now.
Oh, I have no doubt. Crazy. Yeah, people who got into the housing market, 20 or more years ago, they're very fortunate. But even our house has gone up a couple 100,000 apparently. So not too bad, but our plan is to actually live the rest of our lives in this house, but you never know what could change.
Yeah, true, but that's pretty cool. It's a cool place. Congrats to you and Rena. One day I will get to swim in the palatial swimming pool that you have in the backyard there.
The palatial swimming pool that we've had problems with ever since we bought the house. It's like there's still leaks that we can't seem to find. All kinds of stuff, but yeah, one day.
Well, the good news is you can still run through the sprinklers, frolic as it were, in the front yard.
In lounging pants?
Well, if you want to be like Dennis Wilson, sure. As long as Croxy Adams doesn't show up, then
wasn't the line Stephen Gaines used frolicked in his lounging pants?
I don't even remember now, but yeah, something about running across the lawn in his lounging pants.
Yeah, I mean, as people here know, as longtime listeners know, we had the author of Heroes and Villains, Stephen Gaines, on the program a few months ago. He was great, and he loved being reminded of some of the lines he used, and it was just a lot of fun. And
there are several, yes.
If you haven't read the book Heroes and Villains about the Beach Boys, you're missing a lot. It's great entertainment.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much of it is actually 100% true, but boy, it sure is a fun read, definitely.
He even swears it's true, but
Well, I believe all the bad stuff about Mike Love. That's pretty easy to believe, but I don't know.
The bad stuff about Brian Wilson, where he was mostly a victim, but nevertheless, some of the stuff he did wasn't too cool, but different scenario, different circumstance than Mike Love, no doubt about it. Mike was an asshole and probably still is an asshole of his own making.
It's good to know some things never change, and that's one of them. Mike's
Yeah,
Mike. Mike should get a license plate or something. Mike Love, asshole since 1965 or something like that.
Yeah. So we've got the World Series coming up, and the Yankees are thankfully all of us Yankee fans are really thrilled. It's been 15 years since they've been in one, and they're going to be playing the Dodgers.
Got my Dodger hat on. Yeah.
Of course you do.
Actually, I just happen to be wearing it today.
Yeah.
But I figured my Yankee hat is out for dry cleaning, so I better wear the Dodger hat.
Right. Well, I mean, the first few games will be out here, and I'll still be here when they happen, and then I'll be in New York on Tuesday before Dave Boogeyman and I drive up to Boston for IPO, and the fourth game of the series will be in New York. So I'll actually be in both cities while it's happening, and obviously, unless a miracle occurs, I won't actually be at the games. If someone wants to drop a couple of grand on me, then
you need to institute that IPO tip jar.
Yeah, right.
And people can drop in,
go fund me so that David can go to the World Series. Yeah,
drop in tickets or watches, necklaces, hats, anything you might want. Drop that in the old tip jar for Dave.
There you go. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. I imagine the Dodgers are favored. I haven't seen a line.
I haven't seen a line either, but as a Dodgers fan, it's pretty exciting. I grew up going to Dodger games with my dad and my friends because I lived probably at the time about 30 minutes from Dodger Stadium. And one thing that's going to kind of cast a little bit of a cloud over this World Series was the death, as you know, yesterday of Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah, right.
Very, very sad. And boy, I remember when he burst on the scene, how just out of our minds everyone went, including my mother, as a matter of fact, when he was on the mound and was on that streak of, I don't know however many consecutive wins and five consecutive shutouts or whatever. But it really brought a burst of energy to the city. And I was lucky enough to meet Fernando and interview him probably about 15 years ago. And just the nicest, most gracious man you would ever want to meet. And not all professional athletes are that way. Hello, Reggie Jackson.
He's a Jeremy Morris of baseball.
Well, he's the Jeremy Morris minus some things, let's just say. But yeah, he's the Jeremy Morris of baseball. But Jeremy's got a hell of a curve, I've heard. But
how is Fernando's English at that point?
It was perfect, and that was the weird thing. I was expecting some sort of accent or maybe broken English, but it was perfect. I mean, his English was perfect. It was like talking to anyone else, and he was a great interview, just a lovely man, and he'll be missed by all us Dodger fans and baseball fans in general.
I was still living in New York in '81 when Fernando came up, but even in New York, I mean, there was a lot of Fernando mania. It spread all across the country.
I think '81, that was the year the Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series, wasn't it, David?
It was the last time they were in the series together, and but there's also 77 and 78.
Yeah, but we don't talk about those.
So we'll see what happens this year. It's World Series starts Friday evening, and I can't wait for it.
It'll be a lot of fun. Just seeing Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Shohei, and Mookie Betts on that stage, it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I know. I mean, most of the best players in baseball are on either of those two teams. So,
yeah.
I mean, these are the teams that should have made it. Unlike a wild card, the last wild card sneaking in, which has happened not too long ago, and
that was last year with Arizona.
Yeah. And this year, the two teams with the best records made it. So, good luck to everyone. May the best team win, and I really mean that. If the Yankees play better, then they should win. And if the Dodgers play better, they should win. So let's see what happens.
And it's funny. This is another baseball item, but also music related. The last time the Dodgers were in the World Series was in 2020, as you know. And I just happened to be back in Texas at that time, recording drum tracks with the Used Electrics, my buddy Victor Irwin's band. And as it turned out, the World Series was held in Texas that year at the neutral site because COVID was going on. And they only allowed 12,000 people in this beautiful brand new stadium. People had to sit rows apart and that sort of thing. So Alan Pecci, God bless him, gave tickets to singer-songwriter Wade Johnson and myself to attend the game because he knew we were both big Dodger fans. And the Dodgers actually won that game. And Don Drysdale's family was sitting about 3 rows ahead of us. So that was pretty cool. We went up and talked to them afterwards, and they were pretty inconspicuous because they were all wearing Drysdale 53 jerseys. So it was hard to tell who they were, related to. But anyway, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Tim. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was. The only time I was at a World Series game was in that 77 series. But unfortunately, I had to go had to pick game 2 to go to. The one where Catfish got his ass kicked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we've got Mark here.
Who's
Mark?
that old man who just snuck in?
Hello. I'm an old man who just snuck in.
I'm
very clean.
Well,
you look very clean and you smell
are
nice.
you in an Uber right now, or is your daughter?
Well, no, I'm in a car with my personal Uber driver, my daughter Leah,
Yeah. Okay.
and Hannah's the back seat. I thought I would check in quick because we are in a pretty slow down traffic jam. So I don't know what time we're actually leaving Epcot now because we are way too full, and it's been a long day of a lot of food and wine and good stuff. So, but I wanted to check in and say hi before I recheck in a little bit later. But I am on my way to where I can check in. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing well, thanks.
Yeah, everything's great here. Beautiful day in California. Hope you're having fun.
How's the weather down there?
Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's like 85 and sunny, just perfect.
Nice.
And Disney was not crowded at all. Just perfect. Yeah, great stuff.
When do you head home?
What's that? I head home Friday.
Okay.
Friday.
Wow.
But did you guys already mention Matthew Sweet's?
No, I was about to. I'm sure
Yeah.
Okay.
too, but yeah, what an awful thing.
Yeah. And really, really something to see everybody who's contributing to his GoFundMe campaign to help pay for everything, which is kind of nice. So if people haven't heard about it, go out there and look up Matthew Sweet, the GoFundMe, to help take care of his stroke bills. I just read they did get enough money to transport him from Toronto to his home with a medical transport airplane.
Wow.
So that was kind of cool. They were able to do that. But that, and the other big news is I saw Rick Corcoran and the Oregon Box be coming out with new music. They just released a new single.
Wow. Oh, very nice.
And it's awesome. It's classic Oregon Box.
You know who else just released a new single that I heard this morning, and it's great? The Heats.
The Heat?
Wow, really?
Yeah, they've got a new album coming out, and they just released a new single, and it's really, really good. It's on Spotify, so everyone should go check that out.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you go. Get back to what you're talking about, whether the Yankees or the Dodgers will win the World Series, and I'll check in a little bit later.
All right, Mark.
Have fun.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Kick me out of the studio somehow. Here we go.
Do you need me to? Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought he'd never leave. Kidding.
Looking forward to 2020 as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, boy. Les, I've heard the 2020 record, and you will not be disappointed. It is wonderful from start to finish, and it's a nice. It's kind of like if the first and second album 2020 recorded an album in 2024.
Huh.
It's really great. It's really great.
Wow, I look forward to that. Who's putting it out?
That is Spider Pop. Our
Wow.
friends at Spider Pop Records are putting that out in early 2025, and the first single, "Back to California," I think is either out or about to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a great track.
We'll all look forward to that.
It's funny because that first track, "Back to California," it's got a riff in it that's very reminiscent of the Plimsouls, "A Million Miles Away." Yes, Les. That's the second time somebody said that in this show. But yeah, it's got a riff that's very reminiscent to one of the guitar riffs in the Plimsouls, "A Million Miles Away." And I was talking to Ron Flint and mentioned that, and he said, "Wow, you're the first one who caught that. I don't think Steve Allen even caught that when we were recording it." So it's a really cool record.
But he was conscious of that then.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's a great record. It's going to be a highlight of 2025 for sure.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll all look forward to that. So, John, you said you had some new music you wanted to talk about.
Oh, well, I've got new music and I've got old music because, I haven't written much lately for Goldmine, but I've got a lot of stuff due. I'm going to work on it tonight, as a matter of fact. But I have been trolling on eBay and Discogs, trying to find some stuff, relatively inexpensive stuff that will fit into my budget. And I wanted to show some things that I found. Actually, these things were all $1 each on eBay, believe it or not.
Whoa.
This first one is a band that David turned me on to originally. It's a band called Buster.
Oh, wow.
And this is their live album.
You found that for $1?
Found it for $1 with the Obi strip and the whole 9 yards. So that was
insane.
That was kind of cool. David knows more about them than I do, but kind of really cool sort of bubblegummy pop. Really, really cool stuff.
Oh, very, yeah.
Let's see. This one, I think it was only about $10, but it was one of my favorite albums. Nick Lowe, Pure Pop for Now People.
Oh, that is the Pure Pop for Now People version. Okay.
No, actually, it's the Jesus is a Cool version. Sorry. There it is. Jesus.
Wow, with Obi.
Cool. With the Obi strip, yeah. So
nice.
That was a cool one. And then a few more I've got here. Somebody must have dumped their European power pop collection in Japan, because I got the second Beagle album on vinyl.
Holy cow.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I have that too. I didn't even know until a few years ago that it came out on vinyl.
What's that thrift that came to Orange County that has a Japan tie? The thrift? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean, Les. Sorry.
I don't know either. That came to Orange County?
Yeah,
was it a Japanese store that moved there? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yes. Sorry, yes. I'll think of it. Yeah, when they first opened, Mike Simmons and I went to this store that I'll think of the name of soon, and they had a bunch of Japanese imports with Obis, and Mike and I just went nuts and pretty much bought all the cool stuff. Another one for $1 was the Eggstone album on vinyl. Wow. Somersault.
That's great.
And then finally the first Grass Show album on vinyl. So, and then just a few singles. And I know David's got a bunch of new releases to talk about, but this is one of my favorite McCartney tracks. It was never released as a single here. Eat at Home, which is a very Buddy Holly-like.
Wow, really? That's amazing. I never knew that was on a single.
And I just realized that, I don't know if you can see the very, very bottom of the small print. It says Eat at Hame, Hame. I'm not, a little misprint there.
As long as it doesn't say Eat a Haji.
No, it does not say that. It says Eat at Hame, Eat at Hame. Then this last one is pretty cool. It's a Raspberries single. It's Go All the Way, but it's a white label promotional copy from Japan.
Wow.
And that was $1, believe it or not. So you can get a lot of cool stuff if you just kind of look and get lucky. And I have. So that's kind of the stuff I've been purchasing lately. The one new release I wanted to talk about, it's relatively new, is this Lindsey Buckingham box. I don't know if you've talked about this before.
I haven't. I was thinking about doing it, but I haven't.
Okay. It's called 20th Century Lindsey, and it's a 4 LP or 4 CD box set. It's got the Law and Order and Go Insane albums, which are pretty easy to find used. But the real selling point, at least for me, is that it has the vinyl version, one of my favorite albums ever that never came out on vinyl here until now in the U.S., Out of the Cradle.
Oh, really? That's the first appearance on vinyl?
Yeah, first
Now I may
time
have
it's
to
been
get
on
the
vinyl
vinyl.
here in the U.S. And the other European versions on Discogs go for $200, $300, $400.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it's nice to have that on vinyl here. And then there's a fourth LP of rarities.
Oh,
so
nice.
if you're a Lindsey Buckingham fan, and if you're not, there's probably something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a Lindsey Buckingham fan, you'll want to pick that up.
Well, I got the UK box of his albums that came out. I guess it was Rhino UK. I think I showed it to you.
Yeah, Rhino put out I think a 6 LP box set of all.
Pretty
the
sure
stuff.
Out of the Cradle's on that one, actually.
It's not. No, it's
not.
No?
Oh, okay. Well,
no, this was the first time it's been released. It's been released. I mean, maybe it was in the UK one, but I don't.
I'll have to look again.
But boy, Les, I've got to find out the name of that thrift store now because it's driving me crazy. But David, you just continue, and I will barge in with the name of the thrift store that Les and I are trying to think about.
All right. So I over the last week I've gotten quite a few things, but interestingly enough, most of them are not power pop. Yet, there's still things that I like, and I think some of our listeners will like as well. Excuse me for a second. Let me get to the right place.
You can go ahead and do that. I can tell you that the name of that thrift store is Ecotown. Ecotown. And now there are 2 here in Orange County within spitting distance, as they say. And all the rest of them, I don't think there's any others in California, but they do have a lot of Japanese imports, but they don't restock, which is unfortunate.
Right.
Or maybe it is fortunate for my bank account.
Well, let me hold on a second. Again, I'm not the one who normally does all this technical stuff, but I got it. Anyway, so like as I mentioned, most of what I'm going to play now is not power pop, but it is good pop in various subgenres. I think some of our listeners will like this stuff. We'll see what you think. Anyway, one guy that I found out about a couple of years ago is a gentleman from San Francisco named Kelly Finnegan. Not sure if you know who he is.
Yeah.
He has a band called the Monophonics as well, but I think this is his second solo record, A Lover Was Born, and it is really kind of authentic blue-eyed soul. So I was definitely into it. You don't have too many people these days doing that kind of sound. So when you hear it, like Duran Jones is another practitioner of it, and he does a great job with it.
Norm Kelsey is another one.
Norm Kelsey, you're right. But this really has, it has sort of an early 70s, maybe late 60s, early 70s soul feel. All right, the track I'm going to play is called Be Your Own Shelter. Here we go.
One day when I'm gone.
So I just got a message. The Dramatics called and they want their everything back.
But you see, but that's exactly it. The fact that they were able to make that sound so authentic. I mean, it doesn't
really
have
cool.
a modern production in any way. There's no hip hop, there's no disco. It's just an authentic sounding soul song. And yeah, I'm sure he'd be the first to admit that he was ripping off certain of the greats from back then. But
oh no, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I love that sound. I mean, great sound for sure. But the beginning reminded me of the beginning of that Boomtown Rats song. I Don't Like Mondays. That little piano.
yeah.
And then the verses reminded me of Turn Back the Hands of Time, that old soul song.
I can see that.
Very, very cool stuff.
Tyrone Davis.
Yeah.
I have not heard of Bastards of Soul, but I'll check them out, Les.
Wow, cool.
Cool. I'm glad you like it.
There's some other comments, and maybe they're not popping up over there. I have no way of putting them in, but I'm seeing a few on the Facebook page. Jordan Oakes wants to know if we've heard Blue-Eyed Soul Asylum.
Haha.
And Jordan also says that Out of the Cradle was the first Babies album.
Ah.
He's such a joker, that Jordan.
That's Jordan for you.
And Gary Wilkerson says hello. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Gary.
I'll be, you know what? I don't know if you know this. I'll be in Texas next week. We should go have lunch or dinner or breakfast or all three.
Oh, that's cool. What brings you out there other than the plane?
I was going to say an airplane, but I don't know if this is public news. What the hell? We'll just let people know. I'm writing a book on that fantastic Texas band, the Penguins.
Wow.
And I am going back to do some interviews with some of the guys. So I will get to say hello to our friends Lanny Flowers, Danny Wilkerson, Victor Irwin, everybody at Spider Pop Records. And I will get to dine at the Candlelight Inn, which is, I'm already salivating. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back there from Tuesday through Saturday, to quote, who did that?
Splitsville? Yeah.
Splitsville, yeah. Tuesday through Saturday, I will be in Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway, great song. Great song.
All right, great. Let's see what else we got here. Let me go back to where I have the songs up. I'm sure most of our listeners have heard of the Coral, big band from Liverpool. In fact, I think they even got discovered playing the Cavern back around 25 years ago. And then they released a whole bunch of records, which did amazingly well in the UK and were brought over here. And, they're a name over here too, not like they are in the UK, but certainly well known. Well, the guitar player of that band, Paul Malloy, has a new album, and it's called The Madmen of Apocalypso. And yeah, I mean, there is a double meaning. These songs do have a little, I mean, they've got horns in them. They're not exactly calypso, but you'll see where he's coming from with this. But it's mainly pop with just some horn flourishes. And it's a really good record. And here's a track from it called Luxury Bunker.
He turned the lock inside the door and turned his back forevermore. He'd done away with the key. From the outside he was free. Fixed the drink and said his prayers. He had everything prepared. For if he saw no one again, but when he cared he had no friends. And when the world came to an end, none of it mattered at all, because he had a luxury bunker he never came out of. None of the neighbors ever saw him again, even to wrapped enough tins of beans to last till 2116. For as the fittest will survive, you knew we had to stay alive for the human race to thrive. But none of it mattered at all because he had a luxury bunker. He never came out of, and none of the neighbors ever saw him again, even to take out the bins. No, he had no wife or a mother, sister or brother, just his luxury bunker.
Oops, I got to get back to it or it's going to start again. Oops.
You know, I think I have to go back to writing reviews again because listening to that song, I thought of a perfect description.
Okay, let's hear it. I think.
It's like Lennon and McCartney went to a bullfight with jellyfish.
Yeah, and that song probably has the fewest horns of among the fewest horns, but it's all kind of, yeah, it's a really interesting combination of sounds.
No, I love the guy's voice. Very,
Yeah, he's got a really, yeah, he's
very Beatle-y,
he's
yeah.
got a really good pop voice. I mean, and the Choral have some amazing pop songs. You know, they also more of their stuff's a little more rock, but also it's also got some kind of world. I don't want to say world music flourishes, but they definitely use some atypical instruments for the genre. And so, yeah, Paul is a very talented guy from that band, and hopefully
What's
we'll
his
have
name
him at
again?
IPO Liverpool.
Paul what?
Paul Molloy, Molloy,
And the first one was something Finnegan?
Kelly Finnegan.
Kelly. Got it. Paul Molloy. Yeah, well, you know, anyone who rhymes fruit and a hazmat suit, that's, you know, some brains going on there. Look at brains out there.
And by the way, you're the one who suggested that while songs were on, I put up the Material Issues banner a few times, and then I put it up, and you, it's like I got to move my head to the side of it.
Well, it's because you see half of my face, which looks weird.
Well, that's the idea, I thought.
To see half of my face?
No, it's that
what's my good side? I don't know. I'll move to the.
That doesn't really matter.
Just put up a still frame of Mark and pretend like Mark's here, and just put it over my face. And
Kind of like a picture of Yogi Berra in the toilet.
So, well,
that Pepitone saw when he came back to the team.
something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, next up we have a very well-respected singer-songwriter guitarist from right here in Los Angeles. She's been part of the scene from probably the early 90s. And when I first got indoctrinated in the pop scene here in 96, she was doing a decent amount of shows. And I thought she was the best guitarist, male or female, that I'd ever seen. Her style is just wonderful. Still is. Susan James. And she's got a brand new record called Time Is Now. And it kind of reminds me, it's sort of a combination of late 60s soft pop and a little bit of Stereolab sounds. And I like both of those. I love 60s soft pop, and I really love early Stereolab, especially. But this particular song, I think, embodies the 60s pop, soft pop sound as much as anything on the record. So here we go. Time Is Now is the album, and the song it's the title track. Time Is Now.
I'm the sound of the desert wind. I'm a hunger that never ends. I'm a message that says the time is now. There's a story as old as time. All the stars in the skies align. All the answers we need are in our mind. What if we could just live a thousand years? Would we learn to destroy all hate and fear? on when this country ends. Disappointed when no one wins. All the hurt we erase, the time is now. Overriding the overload. We are writing a brand new code. Racing forward in time, the time is now. What if we could just live 1,000 years? We could learn to destroy all hate and fear. What if we could all get on into the time now? Get on before we run out. Now the time is now. Traveling at the speed of light, very well in the sky tonight. Drawing into the cold, time is now. Sound repeating to outer space. Final comfort of human race. Saying this is the time is now. Time is now. Now is time. Time is now.
You know, something just occurred to me that makes my description very apropos. I'd forgotten, but Susan James was invited by Stereolab to come up to San Francisco when they were there to play in the band with them. So that it makes perfect sense that this album would have that feel. But that particular sound, I love the keyboards. You know, there's a little bit of Strawberry Alarm Clock in that, which I'm sure is a band that she heard as much as I did growing up. So, yeah, I don't know. I really like this record. She's such a talent. Susan James, Time Is Now. And to the gentleman that asked, is this live? Do you mean, let me get that comment back up here. Do you mean one of the tracks he played or the broadcast? Because the broadcast is live. I think that's probably what you meant. Dark,
like Ed Norton said on The Honeymooners, we're coming to you very live. Oh, Chef of the Future.
Can it core a apple?
Oh, it can.
Oh, Chef of the Future. Probably another ad-lib line, I would imagine.
David's been playing some humana popular songs.
Unfortunately, not popular songs. I wish they were.
Well, popular is the long term of pop, right? So there you go.
Oh, you mean you mean the broadcast? Yes, it's live to Facebook and to YouTube. So thanks for tuning in. Let's see what else we got here. Well, here's a band I think you do know from Stockholm, the Tangerines. And they've got a brand new album, and good friends of Jeremy Morris, who we mentioned. I think either they or played on one of Jeremy's sets at IPO Liverpool, or he played on one of theirs. I don't know, but it's a brand new record called "Make It Happen," and it's got some really nice jangle on it. I'm sure people who love that sound will like this. Here's the opening track from the album. It's called Last Night.
Whatever happened last night? I got a lucky feeling I'm gonna start believing in miracles. I saw a photograph light fell from open skies. We're all in this together. Whatever happened last night? Whatever happened into your life? All along through the darkest night, I only wanted to hold you tight. Whatever happened last night? Whatever happened into our lives? All along to the morning. Whatever happened last night? I got a funny feeling I'm gonna start reliving the 70s. I found a 45 songs that can make me cry and harmony misbehave. Whatever happened last night? Whatever happened into your life? All along through the darkest night, I only wanted to hold you tight. Whatever happened last night? Whatever happened into our lives? All along to the morning. Whatever happened last night? Whatever happened last night? Whatever happened last night? Morning light. Whatever happened last night? Morning light. Open skies. Happened last night.
There's a nice slice of jangly power pop for you by my friends Per and Hakan from the band The Tangerines out in Stockholm. And a brand new album called Make It Happen.
Very nice.
It's funny that pear is from the Tangerines, isn't it?
You know, I never thought about that.
Tangerine should have toured with the Oranges,
Oh,
Lemon Heads, Apples in Stereo, maybe.
That's an easy one, yeah. Just
I know.
Tour de fruits.
there's a certain joke I could tell, but I'm not. I'm not gonna. So, Mark, are you here for the duration, or you only have a few minutes?
Oh, I'm here now. Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
good. So we don't have to go right into Stump the Bash
He's in
Borack.
his
No,
underwear.
no.
You just can't see. It's
Check. Testicles. 1, 2. Check.
All right, let's see.
yep.
You got
He's had
one-
some wine, folks.
I got one more.
That's a whole day in Epcot. Yes.
I got one more for you. I think this may be a guy you both know. He used to be the main man of the 90s band Honey Crack. Then there was Jackdaw 4, and then the Dowling Pool, Willie Dowling.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
And you know the usual falsely modest, self-effacing, cheeky title that a lot of the UK artists come up with. It's called The Simpleton, which of course he is anything but.
Right.
This is very, very clever pop with some different kind of chord changes. Here's a lot of songs were over 4 minutes, so I didn't want to play one of those. So here's one of the shorter ones called Long Drop Down. Willie Dowling, The Simpleton.
says she's never been racist, 'cause some of her good friends are black. But she doesn't recognize England as English, and though it's unclear what she means, she wants it back. So she's meeting with like-minded people in chat rooms, spreading the rumors as far as they can. And she'll be there in London on Sunday, taking a stand. The stage was well prepared, so the players take their places, then they turn to eat themselves, while the criminals steal the keys and climb up into their trees to watch the mess unfold. Now there's a roadblock, a dead stop, a long drop down. A long drop down. Daniel is there every day on the front line, fighting the fight for the poor and the weak. And he died for the cause back in 2 world wars. So he tries to shape opinions, change the minds of those who were taken in. But the red top culture rules until it falls, 'cause the criminals stole the keys and climbed up into their trees to watch the mess unfold. Now there's a roadblock, a dead stop, a long drop down, 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 into a world we should have left behind, where the liars and the cheats prevail. It's a matter of divide and conquer, keeps us fighting for all of the scraps that fall down from their table. Out on the island that broke up and drifted further and further away from itself. The winners were few in a way that was planned by stealth. They moved all their assets overseas, created new laws, so it was easier to steal it for themselves. 'Cause the criminals took those keys, then they climbed up into their trees to watch the mess unfold. Now there's a roadblock, a dead stop, a long drop down, down. I'll meet you in the gutter where we'll feast on a piece of English bread and butter. Down, down to the distant past, where your value will be measured by your money and class. Down, down, I'll meet you in the gutter where we'll feast on a piece of English bread and butter. Down, down to the distant past, where your value will be measured by your money and class.
Obviously, lots of unusual chord changes, very much in the spirit of people like Todd Rundgren and XTC. He's always put out really, really solid records, sometimes great records. And this one is not bad at all. Willie Dowling from Honey Crack, Jackdaw 4, The Dowling Pool, and now a solo record, The Simpleton.
That was very good.
Check that out. Another one of UK's finest. I don't have anything else to play. A couple of things to talk about. I wasn't able to get a download file on this one, so I couldn't upload any of the tracks. But a new album by Doug Edmonds. Now he's known as DB Edmonds. At least that's what he's going by. Everybody knows by now. I believe it's vinyl only. So again, that's another reason I couldn't download any tracks. But I've listened to it, and yeah, it's got a lot of the spirit of the Glad Hands. Of course, in that regard, strong Rundgren influence. The tracks are on the longer side, like between 4 and 5 minutes, but really good stuff. I mean, Doug has always had a wonderful voice and quite a way with melody. So I'm very impressed with this. Plus, it's a gatefold, and I love gatefolds. So this is it's an added treat. I think the record isn't quite out yet, but it should be coming out soon. And I would highly recommend it to, any fans of obviously the Glad Hands, Rundgren, just, the 70s power pop sound. Everybody knows by now the new record by D.B. Edmonds, mixed by Mitch Easter.
Nice.
Yes. So there's that. And here's something I picked up, and I imagine that you guys may eventually get this. The new reissue of Repercussion. John's got it?
No,
John was saying hi to Noel.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Noel.
Yeah, John and I were both paying more attention to Noel than
Yeah.
I
was the first one here. She was actually the first Noel.
I certainly don't blame you. Noel's quite the looker. And she's played IPO a few times, and we're trying to get her. We're trying to work it out that she can play Toronto. Yeah, it has been a while now, almost just about a year.
Don't sell Mark short. He's quite the looker too.
I wasn't. No,
Just ask him; he'll tell you.
No, I thought you meant. I heard stalker, but looker, stalker. Yeah.
No, that
fine line there, Mark.
Yeah. No, she's a very talented artist, and
nice.
Hopefully we can get her into Toronto. We'll see what happens.
Very good. Yeah, nice. Good to see you, Noel.
So anyway, regarding Repercussion, I remember in 1981, being at a record store in Yonkers, New York, called Mad Platters, which specialized in imports.
Yeah.
And the owner kind of had a good idea of what my taste was. He said, "You really need to check out this band, the DBs." And he played. So he took Repercussion. He played that one before Stands for Decibels. And as soon as I heard "Living a Lie," that was all it took, because and that's still probably my favorite song on this album. Although I love Neverland and Amplifier and Ask for Jill. There's just so much cool stuff on here. And it's a multicolored vinyl reissue.
Nice.
And it's on Propeller Records, which is out of North Carolina. I imagine it's probably is that a Yep Rock subsidiary? It might be.
Don't know.
I don't know.
But obviously Mitch Easter has a very, very strong connection to this. So, you got it at the show. Full House. Well, good. They deserve it.
Boy, if Propeller's record slogan isn't "Give us a spin," it really should be.
Yeah, really.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, good one. Halloween. Cheers, everybody. Halloween.
Wow. Woo. That's scary.
So do you have anything you want to talk about, or do you want to go into a Stump the Bash Borack?
Well, I have a few more things I actually forgot to show. Is Mark's speechless right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, these I
was going to do that. CDs. Yeah. Oh, you got it too. Cool.
What is it?
There's a bunch of them just came out. The SHM CDs from Japan.
Okay.
And there's always the question: do these sound better than regular CDs? Do they not? I can vouch for the fact that the Ram CD sounds better than my Ram.
I bought a Pet Sounds issue of that a bunch of years ago, and yeah, it's the best one I have.
So there's Ram.
What differs?
There is Wildlife, McCartney, and
you got them all.
And they're just now releasing, or they're going to release, the next wave of these, and I think that is Speed of Sound, Wings Over America, Wings Greatest. Of course, they skipped over London Town and Back to the Egg because somebody has a vendetta against those two albums. I don't know. Thrillington, the Thrillington on SHM CD before London Town and Back to the Egg. What is this world coming to? Yeah. Come on, Paul, if you're watching.
John, what differs those CDs? How are they different from, let's say, a domestic release or a UK release?
Well, SHM CD, SHM stands for super high material, I believe. Okay. So they're made out of, I guess, better material than your standard CDs, which is supposed to improve the sound. That's kind of a layman's way of putting it, because that's all I know.
Right.
But then, they also have all the original inserts and the cool Obi strips and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, as a McCartney collector, if you go to UMG, the website and enter UMG30 and get 30% off your order. So that's
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, all I have is the RAM one, which I picked up at Amoeba.
Yeah.
But they definitely sound better, and you don't have to have a special CD player to get the sound advantage. If you just play it on a standard player, you can tell.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice. I wasn't that familiar with them, so I was wondering what.
Yeah, I mean, if any album you really love, you should get a copy of it on SHM. It's worth it.
Yeah,
there we go.
Definitely. So I have another piece of news. This may be of interest to. I hope so too, Tim. Oh my God, do I hope so? I've been waiting for that Back to the Egg archive reissue for years. It seems.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
That's one of my. That's probably my second favorite McCartney record after Ram is Back to the Egg.
Well, we share Ram as our first.
Right.
Yeah. Ram is amazing, but. So this might be of interest to anyone who's in Southern California. Okay, maybe two people who are in Southern California. So as David mentioned, I'm the drummer for the Armoires. We have our new album, Octoberland, which has been getting some really good reviews. And that's really, really cool and really, really nice to see. I'm happy for, Rex and Christina and, of course, Cliff and Larissa and the rest of the band. They put a lot of work into this. And Mike Simmons, our producer. I mean, I'm really, really proud of the album and just super proud. And so I used to be in this band called Pop Dudes, which was just sort of me and Mike Simmons screwing around basically. And then it ended up as we've recorded 3 albums worth of stuff over the years. Well, we're going to play a rare live date, believe it or not, this Saturday in Huntington Beach, California. Actually right on the beach at a place called Beach City Provisions.
Oh, cool.
So it's myself and Mike and Jamie Knight, who's the bass player in Sparkle Jets. Jamie also plays for a really well-known cover band out here called The Emperors, who have been around for years and actually released a bunch of very rare singles back in the 60s, which were just comped on an album that Sundazed put out. So they were a garage rock band originally. So it's the 3 of us and then a young man called Stephen Alva, who is 18 years old, and he's kind of a wonder kind. He can play keyboards and saxophone and guitar and bass, and he sings and he can probably dance if you wanted to. He could probably shuffle also. Anyway, it's the 4 of us playing a bunch of covers. We're going to have a lot of fun. Saturday, Beach City Provisions, Huntington Beach, 1 to 4. Cool. On out if you're close by, which I know Steve Schnee is close by, Kathy Gale is close by, and maybe others, who knows.
And what time is that, John?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yes, sir.
1 p.m. Cool.
Pacific, of course.
Right.
So he sings and he dances just as good as he wants.
Yeah, something like
Tighten Up by Archie Bell and
Archie Bell and the Drellers. Yeah.
I got coming from the UK. It's not at my house yet, but the UK, they still have a number of companies that put out a variety of different cards, like little cigarette cards. They've been doing it for many years. And there's this set from Warus, Warus, and they do like 12 card set per each Beatle album, and then some random different things. And the cards are very cool. And I just bought all 25 sets as one big thing from like 1982 on, and looking forward to seeing them. Yeah, they look very cool.
Can you send me the link for that, Mark?
I
got that through a. I'll send you the link for the group that I'm in Facebook that has a lot of UK people posting these cigarette cards for sale. This guy posted all those for sale, and then I went on eBay to try to figure out what are they worth, because he's like, what's anybody offering me? And like one set of 12 cards for an album was going for like $39. And I was like, wow, I can't say 25 sets times 39. I don't want to pay that kind of money. But I don't want to tell you what I got all 25 sets for, but
39 times 25 is what, $975. So
a lot of money. Yeah, I didn't pay anywhere near that, put it that way. So but I'll send you the link to that Facebook group, which is kind of cool because they do come up from time to time with these Beatles cigarette. I just got lucky, and
Cool.
I'll send you information on what you can look it up, and you can look on eBay and see what they look like.
And it's called what? Warus, you said?
The company is WARUS, and I think it's a known, entity in the UK for releasing various kind of small cigarette cards. They're this small insert looking.
Their slogan should be "We are the Warriors."
We are. I am the Walrus.
I am the Walrus. Yeah, I was going to say.
But yeah, whenever I get those, I'll show them on a future episode that we do. But they look pretty cool, and I'd say, well, I can for this kind of thing, I'll pick them up. So we'll see. Yeah, I knew you'd be interested in that, John.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm making myself a note right now.
Yeah, send it to me too, please.
Okay, cool. All right.
Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash. Stump the Bash.
All right. Well, we do have some leftover Stump the Bash questions from a few weeks ago. And somehow David has come up with a great new idea on how we're going to play this, which would be B versus B, or B&B, Brandy and Benedictine night. How are we going to do this, David? Are you guys going to text me your
read the question just as you always do, the 5-pointer. And maybe we should put a little bit of a time limit on it, just because we're dealing with text, maybe about a minute or so. And if we can't, that'll hurt both of us a little bit, but or not,
Are we simply going to say the first person after each clue, if someone gets it correct, gets those points?
No, once we'll type in our answers.
Right.
All you can say we got them incorrect, or you can say John got this one right.
Yeah.
So he has 5 points.
Right.
And David did not. So then, you keep, and at that point I can, then whoever didn't get it can speak the answer out if they want.
I got you. So if you both text me and one's right, one's wrong. If you text me and you're wrong, then you're done with that question. You don't have multiple guesses.
No, we should be able to go down to 1
That's
point.
right. Okay, you're right. I got you.
I mean, as long as we text them and you don't say anything, other than who got it right and how many points they have, then
I can tell you
neither of us will know what the other one said.
John got it right. I'll say John got it right. David has got it wrong, and David has to continue, and he'll get whatever points he can get out of it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna. I understand.
Yeah, we just have to be careful not to speak out loud.
I know. Don't speak out loud, guys. Text me your answers.
I'm glad you understand, because I'm not perfectly clear, but we'll give it a shot.
Let's go with the.
No, it's fine. No, let's just go.
Just text your answer, but don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
No.
All right, here we go. We're gonna use the remaining 6 years from chart position number 56.
All right.
Chart position number 56. The first remaining year we have would be 1966. So this came in overall Hot 100 number 56 in 1966.
Oh, is that what we're going to do? We're just going to do them in chronological order?
Just going to do them in chronological order of what I have left. All right?
All right.
So clue number 1 for 5 points. You can text me your answer if you know it. I will kind of in my head say time's up. We'll go to the second clue. But the clue number 1 is released in June of 1966 on the Double Shot label. This track was backed with They're Gonna Get You. Chart position number 56 in 1966. This is not a timed thing, so you don't have to hurry up and get your answer in. But if you decide to put an answer in, you can. We do have one answer in right now. Or
what if
mine has a little misprint in there, Mark?
What if I have the name of the song but not the artist?
No, you have to have the song and the artist.
Oh.
Now, Mr. Borack did put a guess in. His guess was incorrect. So Mr. Borack does not have a chance at 5 points. He will have a chance at 4 points.
Why am I forgetting the name of the band?
Released in June of 1966 on the Double Shot label, this track was backed with They're Gonna Get You.
So, David, you tell me the name of the band, I'll tell you the name of the song, and we'll split the points.
That you can bargain. We can bargain on this.
I'm trying to dicker.
I just texted you something.
All right. David Bash has texted me something. But
Well, that was 1969. By the
I
way.
can't say that's correct because you need the.
Well, you can tell me is the title correct?
The title is correct.
Ah. Oh, I know it. I know it. I know it.
But wait, you can't have a second guess on 5-pointer. You have to wait for the next clue.
All right, fair enough.
Isn't that fair? So you both missed
Yeah,
the 5 points.
if we have a time, if we have a time limit, then yeah.
That's when time is up. All right. So you both missed it exactly. Here's clue number 2. The song begins with a pentatonic fuzz guitar riff that has been compared to Johnny Rivers' The Seventh Son. A pentatonic fuzz guitar riff. I have a correct answer in from Mr. David Bash for 4 points.
Can't believe
John Borack still has an open chance to get 4 points if he can come up with the song that begins with the pentatonic fuzz guitar riff that has been compared to Johnny Rivers' The Seventh Son. Well, Mr. Borack, I can not give you the full 4 points because you gave me the correct title.
Oh, you want the
But
art? Oh, sorry.
You did not. So
I didn't know
hold
you
on.
wanted the artist too. Okay, here you go. Here's the artist.
Well, but I can only give you 3 points for that because you are correct now. Psychotic reaction.
You can give him 4 because he didn't know he had to do that.
Okay,
I
you
wanted to
didn't
do
know.
both, but all right, yeah. That's,
All right, I got you. So we need the song and we need the artist all
okay.
together. But that was the first question of the 6. So we
So
were
we
getting
both
the
have 4
rust out.
points now.
So the answer was Psychotic Reaction by the Count 5 came in number 56 in 1966. David Bash and John Borack both with 4 points. They got it on the second clue.
I can't believe I forgot the band, but oh well.
So we're all tied up. All right, the next available year that we did not do in 1966 is 1969. Here we go. 1969, chart position number 56. This track was composed by lyricist Doc Pomus and pianist Mort Schumann.
Oh, I know who those people are.
Track Hot 100 number 56, composed by lyricist Doc Pomus and pianist Mort Schumann.
What year is this, did you say?
This is 1969.
Oh.
For 5 points, I've got no texts in yet. Tim Allen's playing along at home. We're going to wait and see what Tim Allen can get. I'm going to give this one about another 10 seconds here to think about lyricist Doc Pomus and pianist Mort Schumann, and we'll move on to the second clue, which we will do now.
Okay.
Clue number 2 for 4 points on 1969. It was originally recorded by the Drifters with Ben E. King singing lead. Originally, not this track, but the original recording of this track was done by the Drifters with Ben E. King singing lead.
This should. No, I'm saying.
So clue number 1 was composed by lyricist Doc Pomus and pianist Mort Schumann, and the original version of this track was recorded by the Drifters with Ben E. King singing lead. I do have a guess in. Oh no, wait, this was a pretty lady texting me. Sorry. Again, Mr. Borack has given me a title with no band name, but
because I don't know the band name. That's why I said the title, hoping for half a point.
But it is incorrect anyway. So
never mind.
I'm not sure, although I'm feeling ashamed of myself right now.
So
you should be ashamed of yourself, David.
The 5-pointer is out the window. The 4-pointer is out the window for John. And David, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to think about it, and then we'll move on to clue number 3 and see if you can get 3 points.
Oh, I think I might know. All right, I'm writing it down.
All right, I'm giving you the time. I'm like a really good game show host. I'm understanding.
Time's up.
Yeah, I can't type that fast.
I'm not holding you to spelling, so don't worry about typing so fast. Mr. Bash trying to get an answer in for 4 points here in 1969. Originally recorded by the Drifters with Benny King singing lead. Mr. Bash has gotten 4 points on this question with the correct answer. I'm not going to tell you
Don't
what
say
it
it.
is
Yeah, don't say it.
because John Borack has an opportunity at 3 points if he can get it with clue number 3. Clue number 3 is this was released in October 1968 on the United Artists label, backed with the track Since I Don't Have You.
I really don't know, but I'm going to throw a guess out.
You could throw a guess out. There's no harm. Nope. John Borack has put a guess in. It is not correct. John, we're gonna move on to clue number 4, which would give you 2 points. In 1969, this American rock group originally included John J. Trainer, who was eventually replaced by another J.
Oh.
1969 came in at number 56. Originally done by the Drifters and Benny King. Released to United Artists. The American rock group originally included John J. Trainer, who was eventually replaced by another J. For 2 points.
All right, I just sent you 2 different texts, but I don't think it's right. But
All I can tell you is that you got the band correct. The track incorrect. And we got one final clue for 1 point. This group's version, the most widely successful version of this song, spent 14 weeks in the Hot 100, reaching number 6 in March of 1969. Mr. Borack does have the group right, but he needs the group and the song on this last clue for 1 point.
I don't know, so you can just tell me.
All right, John ends up with 0 on that one. 1969, this track was This Magic Moment by Jay and the Americans.
Oh, wow, that was 1969. I thought that was earlier for some reason. I don't know.
It was right at the end of the year. It kind of it moved into the beginning of 1970 also.
Well, I wasn't born yet.
Yes,
I'm not quite as old as David is.
These are the years where the 3 years difference in our ages may matter a lot.
May matter a little bit. All right. Well, currently it stands Mr. Bash 8, Mr. Borack 4.
When's 1982 coming up? Come on, Mark.
Well, it's coming up. It's going to be about 45 minutes from now, but it's coming up right now. All right. Track number 3 that we did not do from 1960, or from track number 3 from chart position 56. This is 1970. 1970. This song was written by Jack Keller and Diane Hildenbrand.
That's it?
That's it. This is one of those tough clue ones.
Jack and Diane.
Jack and Diane.
No, that wasn't a guess. That was their names.
I know.
Say their names again. Jack Keller and who?
And Diane Hildebrand.
I'm just going to throw out a guess.
Tim Allen says he is having brain farts and still has no points.
I'm just throwing out a guess here, Mark.
That's fine.
I am too, because I don't think it's right, but
I don't think yours is right either.
John Borack sent in an incorrect guess, so his 5 points is off the board.
Yeah, crap.
That's all right.
I'm typing here.
David's typing. 1970 is David's wheelhouse.
I don't think this is right.
David Bash has put a guess in, but he is also incorrect. So 5 points off the board. We go to clue number 2 for 4 points. This song was first released by Mama Cass Elliott in July of 1969 on her album Bubblegum Lemonade and Something for Mama. First released by Mama Cass in July of 1969 on her album Bubblegum Lemonade and Something from Mama. 4
I don't
points.
own that. I don't think I own that album, unfortunately.
I don't really know that album that well, but I had to Spotify it immediately because the title sounded great. Bubblegum Lemonade and Something from Mama.
I know it's wrong, but what the hell?
It's a good guess, but Mr. Borack did put a guess in. It was incorrect, so his 4 points is off the board.
How much more time do I have here?
I'm going to give you about 15 more seconds counting down in my head, but you won't hear the ticking, which won't put the pressure on you.
So now it's 10.
It's 10.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I know it, so don't worry.
All right, 4 points is off the board for Mr. Bash. We go to clue number 3 for 3 points. This version, released in January of 1970 on the Metro Media label. Back with the track Sounds Along the Way, spent 14 weeks on the Hot 100, peaking at number 9. For 3 points, 1970.
Hold on.
See, when David looks to the ceiling, he's close.
I may have the wrong song, but
same here, but I put out a guess.
Now, John Borack put out a guess, and John Borack is correct for 3 points.
Whoa.
John Borack is correct for 3 points. David Bash, trying to shut down John Borack's attempt at a comeback here, is also correct for 3 points. It was Easy Come, Easy Go, Bobby Sherman.
Yeah, the Metro Media must have given it to us.
Yeah. Good.
Did that good for you, John?
It helped, yeah, definitely.
Nice.
God, I never knew that song was on that album. Okay.
I didn't know either.
Both contestants got 3 points for that. That takes our overall total at David Bash 11, John Borack 7.
Now it's 1981 now, right? 1981.
Not quite 1981, but it is 1971.
Oh, it's close.
One year forward, one step forward. All right. This song was inspired by the band's lead singer's attendance at a performance by Richie Havens at the Ash Grove Club in LA when this group moved to that area.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yep. This song was inspired by this band's lead singer's attendance at a performance by Richie Havens at the Ash Grove Club in LA when this group moved to that area.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Five-pointer, 1971.
I don't have a guess.
Yeah, me either.
All right, 5 points is admittedly off the board for both. We move to clue number 2 for 4 points. This track initially released in 1969, but failed to chart. It was re-released in June of 1971 as a double A side. Both sides became hit singles, with this track peaking at number 7 on the Hot 100.
Wow. When did you say it was released?
It was originally released in 1969 and then re-released in June of 1971.
Throwing out a guess.
Mr. Borack comes in with a guess. I have to get to my messages here once again. Let's check out what he's got. He is not correct, so his 4 points is off the board. Incorrect guess from Mr. Borack. David Bash still has another 15 seconds to mull this over to get 4 points.
June, you said. Okay. No, not getting it.
All right, 4 points.
This is must-see TV, by the way.
4 points is off the board for David Bash. We go to clue number 3 for 3 points. This band is one of the most successful American bands in Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA history, second only to the Beach Boys.
The second most.
This band is the most successful, was one of the most successful American bands in the Recording Industry Association of America history, second only to the Beach Boys.
Should
So
be
the Beach Boys are the most successful American band in RIAA history.
And they moved to LA and heard Richie Havens sing.
Yes,
right?
they moved to LA and heard Richie Havens sing. This track was originally released in '69 but failed to chart. It was re-released in June of '71 with a double A side. Both sides became hit singles,
Whoa.
but this track peaked at number 7 on the Hot 100.
I don't think it's right, but I have a guess.
I don't.
For 3 points. This is 3 points.
I'm just messed up here.
Can't spell, but sounds like a song that Richie Havens would do, doesn't it, Mark?
Well, this is kind of I am going to this is a weird track title. Can you be more specific, John?
More specific.
More specific on that title?
On the track title, because you've got, okay, let's put it this way, you've got the second A side of the single.
Oh.
You have the artist correct.
Right. And well,
Don't say anything out loud.
I won't, because I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I can guess.
You may have an argument with me here as to what you could.
I'm going to argue. Yeah, I'm going to argue.
You could have combined the whole thing, but the track that they
I don't know why.
as the hit, yeah.
Oh, I think I should get it, Mark.
I don't
What's
know
that?
why nothing's coming to me here.
David Bash has admitted to not having 3. I'm actually gonna give it to you, John, for 3 points because I think you're right there.
All right.
It's a weird hyphen or slash title, and that's the major part of it as well. So I'm giving it to you, John Borack with 3 points. David, for 2 points. This was released on Columbia or re-released on Columbia in June of 1971.
I think I'm just getting a brain cramp on this one.
John, you'll see why I'm going to give it to you in a second, because it's.
I think I know.
Oh. All right.
2 points.
I think it's. No, it's not that.
No, it can't be that.
No.
It takes much longer to type what you're thinking. It can't be that. Here's Halloween. Here's to you. David Bash got it for 2 points. Very good guess, David. It came to him. But you're actually correct. It is Chicago, but the title is Beginnings / Color My World. And, excuse me, and Mr. Borack got Chicago, Color My World. So I wanted him to say Beginnings.
And which I did. But,
which you did. But so you got 3 points on that, John. David, you did back him up with 2. So the overall total is Mr. Bash 13, Mr. Borack 10, and we've got 2 tracks left. So we're squeezing it a little tighter to make it more comfortable.
So if one of us wins with less than 18, do we still, does that person consider not being stumped?
Yes. It's whoever wins is not stumped. The loser is just stumped for forever, for life.
For life.
Right.
Stumped for life. That's
all right. This one, I'm quite confident that both of you are going to get 5 points on this. This is 1973, came in number 56. I'm very confident. Clue number 1 for 5 points. George Martin of Beatles fame produced this track and arranged the orchestra.
What year did you say?
1973.
Damn.
This track was produced by George Martin. He did some work with a band called The Beatles and produced this track and arranged the orchestra.
I'm forgetting.
Here's a guess, but I don't think it's right.
I'm forgetting all the bands he produced.
Mr. Borack has a guess in. Mr. Borack's guess is incorrect, so his 5-pointer is off the board.
There's
Which means David Bash gets another 15
I can only
seconds
think of
on.
2 bands, and neither of which would have had a hit that big that year.
Yeah, it's the one I guessed.
All right, so yeah. So David Bash, I'm going to take 5 points off the board for you. We're going to move on to clue number 2 for 4 points. If someone doesn't get it on this one, then I am shutting down and leaving the room. This was the first rock song to open a James Bond film.
Oh.
And remember, time is not of the essence, John. I know you're typing as fast as you can.
No, I'm not actually, but
I see them both actively typing.
sort of a trick question, kind of.
Yeah, I
Kind
agree.
of, yes. Let's see, we got, there you go. John Borack in with a solid 4 points. And David Bash also in with a solid 4 points, giving us a total of 17 for Mr. Bash, 14 for Mr. Borack.
Ooh,
The
just a
answer,
field
of
goal
course-
away. Just a
The
field
answer, of
goal
course,
away.
Live and Let Die. Paul McCartney and Wings.
I can tell by all the comments on the lower third of the screen that people are enjoying this.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've actually increased our viewership by
Well,
one.
most of them really, no offense anyone, but you probably aren't doing too well at this game. It's hard. You got to be a real geek like us.
You got to be a geek, yeah. Well, it comes down to our final question. There is an outside chance that Mr. Borack could steal it all if he gets a 5-pointer and David gets shut out.
Outside chance, the Turtles, 1966.
Outside chance.
I'm gonna hum in the popular
John
song.
Borack
I'll be seeing you.
has won the bash. All right, here we go. Final clue, final song, 1974. Chart position number 56. And remember, I need the track title and I need the artist exactly here. I'm going to make this one exact. Written by Stevie Wonder. This was the first and only hit credited to these artists on this track together.
What year did you say?
1974.
Can you read it again? Sorry.
Written by Stevie Wonder. This was the first and only hit credited to this artist, but it's 2 artists in the title.
What?
No.
Yeah, listen to me. Written by Stevie Wonder, this was the first and only hit credited to this artist. What I'm telling you is that there are 2 artists' names in the title.
But it's not 2 artists, it's 1 artist.
The first artist is the main artist, but
In the title of the song?
in the title of the artist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like when you hear like Jay and the Americans, it's not, the artist isn't just Jay, it's Jay and the Americans. And David Bash has already checked in, and David Bash has gotten 5 points. So John, you are out of the running, but you can still try to make your showing impressive if you can.
I'm impressed anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say this is a trick question, but all right.
It's an interesting artist title, right, David?
Yeah.
All right, I give up. This has gone on
Okay.
too long.
4 points to see if John get 4 points. It was among the earliest hits to use the guitar talk box.
I'll tell you right now, that would have given it away for me. If that helps you, John.
No, it doesn't. I'm drawing a blank.
John has gotten rid of 5 and 4. Let's see if you get 3 points on the third clue. This group won the Grammy Award for Best R&B Vocal Performance by a duo, group, or chorus at the 17th Annual Grammy Awards in 1975.
Come on, John. Tell me.
Tell him something, John.
Oh, all right.
I mean, it doesn't have to.
Now. It's
You don't
Rufus
even have to
and
tell
Chaka
him anything great.
Khan. It's Rufus and Shaka Khan. Okay.
There you
I think
go.
it was featuring Chaka Khan, right?
The actual listing when I looked this up just said Rufus and Chaka Khan.
Okay.
Oh, see, so David got it wrong. So take away a point.
There we go. Take away a point. Well, listen, That was a fun B versus B. The final score, Mr. Bash 22, which is an impressive showing in Stump the Bash altogether. But John Borack also got 17 points, which means had we been playing Stump the Borack, he would not have been stumped. So congratulations, John. You weren't stumped either way. You just didn't take down Bash in the one.
I'd like to thank the Academy and all the persons who made this necessary.
Oh, like Yogi Berra?
I'd like to thank Epcot for all of the gin-laced mint green tea slushies I had today.
Wow.
Tim Allen wound up with a whopping 7 points. So you guys both kicked Tim's butt. But one of these days,
Tim,
Tim,
you might have done better if Mark read all the clues, even after both John and I got them. So
exactly, but he wants to beat you straight up one of these days. That's why he checks in. And one of these days, Tim, you will.
Yeah.
You will. But hey, guys, thanks for playing that. That was a lot of fun.
That was, and now we know we can have more than one person play at a time.
Yeah,
just by texting you the answers.
That's kind of neat. I felt very very young and into the mainstream.
Oh, very young, Cat Stevens.
Oh, very
on
young.
The A&M label. I gotta be
1974.
I gotta be like Ralph Crandon. $99,000 answer.
99 Toto 1982. Never.
My
Love. There were two songs called My Love. Petula Clark and Paul McCartney and Wings.
Lightning round. You know what? It was fun. I'm down here in Florida visiting my daughters, Hannah and Leah, and we went out last night into near Lake, what do they call it? Eola, I believe it was. Beautiful area, right at the cusp of downtown Orlando. And we had I had dinner with Hannah, Leah, and Leah's relatively serious boyfriend of right now. Really nice guy. Pleasure meeting him. But we had it was trivia night at this pub, so we thought we were going to kick some serious trivia, but it was Halloween and horror movie trivia, based mostly on Universal Studios and everything down here, and we got demolished.
You know, it's funny. I play trivia.
Yeah, we did try.
I play trivia with my daughter Kayla every once in a while. There's a pub right down the street from us called Silky Sullivan's.
Yeah,
and they do this on stage trivia on Tuesdays, and they have to call you ahead of time, and you get a team together, a team of 3.
Yeah.
So it was myself, my daughter Kayla, and her husband Hunter. We were the team, and we were playing against these three guys who were probably a little younger than me, but boy, were they smug. Oh my gosh, were they smug. And they were leading the whole way, and they were high-fiving each other and yeah, buddy, and yelling over to us, "You're going down, man." And I'm thinking, I'm just playing trivia at a pub. I'm just going to have fun. Anyway, the last question was worth like, I don't know, 1 million points or something. And it was really hard. I don't remember what it was. Kayla might remember, but we got it right because I knew the answer. And we won the game. And those guys left with their tail between their legs. And
nice.
Boy, did I feel good.
Well, I tell you what, I went in confident. I was thinking
typical tail.
Because my daughters tell me they do a lot of different trivia nights around here, and they have a great time with it, and they usually do very well. So I just thought, heck, you're adding me to the sauce here. This is a shoe-in, right? And I guess extremely humbled.
Yeah, well, Halloween and horror movie. If you're not, if you're not plugged into that, then you're kind of sunk. I would be.
You know, both my daughters graduated from Haddonfield High. We lived in Haddonfield for many years, and Haddonfield is where the writer of Friday the 13th came from, or Halloween. Sorry, Halloween, the movie series. You know, the movies. It was based out of Haddonfield, Illinois, but it's Haddonfield, New Jersey, and the opening scene of the clock is right there in Haddonfield. So I'm like, all right, we got this. Yeah, we got destroyed.
You guys have experienced something that I never will, which is having daughters and being concerned that your daughters are going to go out with some guy who you just can't stand.
Yeah.
I think in John's case, that may have happened once, right?
No, she never went out with anybody that I couldn't stand.
I thought there was one guy. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I'm being too extreme. I know you like her husband, which is obviously great.
Oh yeah, no, he's a really good guy. Mark, when you met your daughter's boyfriend, did you show him your pistol or just tell him you had one on you?
Well, no, I think I was just so much bigger than he was there was no pistol needed. It was
There was sort of that unspoken "I can kick your ass, buddy" thing going on.
Exactly. And I mean, he's a real nice guy, but I nicely looked him in the eye and said, "I've heard very good things about you." I said, "But if I hear any bad things about you, I can be here the next day." So he just smiled and laughed because I got you. But no,
provided you don't take that same airplane that you were trying to take on your way down.
No, not that.
One thing that's difficult for us to realize is how do people of that age, teenage or like early 20s, how do they see us? I mean, to your daughter's boyfriend, you could look like the most menacing guy.
Yeah.
Because you're so much older and you just, it's obviously a very different perspective. You try to think back I try to think back to my teenage years, and there were probably some adults that intimidated the hell out of me that wouldn't anymore.
Yeah, but you see what I look like. I radiate youth. I radiate, humbleness and kindness.
Generally, you do.
But
It's hard to be humble. Mac Davis, 1975. Columbia Records.
Nah, he was a nice guy. We got along really well. In fact, the end of the night, he brought up the fact that I like pickles. I like dill pickles a lot, and he cans and pickles his own cucumbers and pickles, and offered to send me a jar of his homemade pickles for Christmas. So right there, I mean, that's enough. That's all I need.
You can give him my address. I love pickles too.
Yep.
I love pickled potato chips.
It's an old family thing that they do. Evidently, they love to make their own pickles, and I'm like, yep, all good. We're there. Nice. So
wow, cool.
Yeah.
It's
So
always
that-
good. It's always good to have a son-in-law in the family who's a pickler.
yeah. Well, let's not talk son-in-law yet, but
Oh, it's going to happen, Mark. It's going to happen, Mark. And then when it gets to the point where he has to ask you for her hand in marriage, do what I did. Make him sweat.
Oh yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
really?
Because I thought, see,
Yeah.
you've got two chances for this to happen.
Yeah.
I only had one.
Right.
So I thought when Hunter said, I just wanted to know if you wanted to go out and have lunch. I'm like, crap, he's gonna ask me to marry her. So I thought, all right, I'll because he's never asked me to have lunch.
You said I'll get right back to you.
Well, no, I said, sure, I can go. And then we get through the meal. We're finishing drinks, and he hasn't asked me. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Finally, he goes, had a question. I'm like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, what can I help you? Anyway, I made it as difficult for him as humanly possible without being a total ass.
What did you do?
It was kind of fun. Oh, I just made him squirm a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You made an American squirm.
I did. I was the Nick Lowe.
And it did feel so right.
You were the Nick Lowe. Yeah.
Nick Lowe of Fountain Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. Life moves on, and we all take our opportunities and our turn in doing things like that in many different ways. And
well, you're very lucky. You have two very, very nice and lovely daughters.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, and I always enjoy checking out your posts on how proud of you are of your children as well, and that's really what it's all about is supporting them. And
no, you guys really do have good kids. I've seen. I mean, I've never had kids, but I remember growing up with a few that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy.
But yeah, that's great. But yeah, indeed, I look forward to. Wait a second, I got a little thing down here. Hold on. This is Zane.
Oh wow!
This is one of my daughter's two doggies.
Who obviously loves you.
Oh, Zane and my buddy. Zane and my buddy boy. Yeah. And Nova's running around here somewhere. I don't know where Nova is. Where's your sister? You make an appearance on the show? Say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Zane, did you say?
Zane, named after one of the members of One Direction.
Oh, not Zane. Not Zane Smith, the Pirates pitcher.
No.
Who the hell would name anybody after Zane Smith?
They see you later, everybody.
Wow, then she must be really sad about Liam.
Yeah, she's broken up over that.
Yeah,
that was her high school,
Yeah.
high school time. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Yeah, Liam. Yep.
But that's what certain things will do.
That's what'll happen. Yeah, I know. But yeah, she's got two little Chihuahua mixes here. No,
and that's what we've got too.
Yeah.
One boy and one girl.
And that's what Chez is. He's a Chihuahua mix, and where is Nova?
Well, she's bad. So she's
Nova was just bad, so she's banned from up here right now.
The dog's bad. You don't put them on material issues.
No, right? Yeah, they don't get on. Zane just got on material issues.
Got to be a good dog to be on material issues.
He's going to be in the next dog chow.
That's how I ended up here.
Unlike Get Down by Gilbert O'Sullivan, you're not a bad dog baby.
Bad dog
baby. One of our guests, a material issue. It's amazing that we can say that. We just picked some song that was a big hit from the 70s, like Spiders and Snakes. Oh, yeah, Jim Stafford was a guest on our show.
Yeah.
Everything that touches you. Well, we had a couple of members of the association.
Isn't that something? That's really neat.
Maybe you should try for Bobby Sherman.
That's a thought. I don't know how to get hold of him, but now that he was an answer in a Stump the Bash Borack, hey.
How can he say no?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Wait, didn't you have John Davidson?
No,
that was Spaz. Spaz had John.
Spaz did have John Davidson.
Did he? That's cool.
He did a John Davidson interview. Yeah, who looks exactly the same except his hair is completely white.
Wow.
John Davidson, not Spaz.
I don't know if they brought this up, but a while ago at least, I remember hearing John Davidson say his biggest regret was that he never had a song make the Hot 100 on Billboard.
Oh wow.
That's probably still. I imagine he still hasn't. Although I don't know. Maybe
did Jim Neighbors ever have a song make the Hot 100?
I doubt it.
He probably had songs that were in the Christian charts or whatever, because he had a pretty big run.
I mean, he made a crap load of albums. I remember
he did
them all in the cutout bins.
It's for the same reason that that John Davidson didn't. There were no singles on him.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking up Jim Neighbors' discography and see.
Did he actually make the Hot 100?
Yeah, we're gonna check that.
Maybe in the lower regions of it.
His singles "Love Me with All Your Heart" reached number 11 in cash. 111 in cash box.
Okay.
111.
Bubbling under.
And the Impossible Dream hit the top 30 on the Australian Go Set chart in 1968.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was one of his
more successful. It says 12 of them placing on the Billboard Hot 200, and 3 of them earning him gold records.
Wow.
How is that? Oh, you're talking about his albums.
Yeah.
Oh, that I believe. Every housewife in the world bought those.
Yeah, because I remember his version of the Impossible Dream was pretty popular. Yeah.
Yeah. He his album Jim Neighbors Sings "Love Me with All Your Heart" reached number 34 in 1966.
Wow.
The Jim Neighbors Hour, also released in 1970, also reached number 34. This is important stuff. Let me see.
Yeah.
This is vital stuff, Marty.
Yeah. Singles not so much. But
look up John Davis and see if he ever did make the top.
Hats off to Gomer for having a number 34 album.
Yeah,
let me see. I met Jim Neighbors once. Nicest guy in the world.
So he's the Jeremy of. He's the Jeremy of I don't know what.
He's the Jeremy of the Marines.
Yeah, of the Marines. Well, you know what? That's where I got the name for my cat. When I got my cat, I named my cat.
I thought you were gonna say you named him Jeremy.
No, I named my cat Shazam because
nice.
After Hans Ruttenberry.
Shazam.
It was after Hans Ruttenberry. Shazam.
Yeah, well, I tell the cool people that, but everybody else I tell them it was after Jim Neighbors, Gomer Pyle.
Well, that's why he told us.
I'll tell you right now. Speaking of Shazam, I had a really big crush on Joanna Cameron, who played Isis. Oh my God, she was like one of my favorite '70s women.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh my God.
There's there's a discography, but not really with chart placement.
They didn't really do anything.
I don't think there was a chart placement.
Yeah, no.
Unless he did like in the last 20 years somehow. But
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't think so.
right.
No, I think
No, he has said that in interviews. That is always a biggest regret.
Well, I guess he didn't align himself with the right writers. You know?
No, because you got a guy like Andy Williams, for example,
Wayne Newton.
and Wayne Newton, who were able to have big hits, but somehow he didn't.
I mean, God, you listen to some of that stuff now, and it's just so mawkish. It makes you laugh. I heard "Daddy, Don't You Walk So Fast" the other day.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, just shoot me now.
Yep.
Before the song ends. Daddy, walk faster because they'll make the song end quicker.
That and Run Joey Run.
Yeah.
I actually like Run Joey Run just because of the camp value, but yeah.
And because one of Robbie Risk's bands covered it. I don't think they ever covered Daddy Don't You Want So. He also covered Sylvia's Mother because that's overwrought just like he is.
Oh, we used to do, when I played with Robbie and Karen Bassett in test pressings, we used to do Sylvia's Mother live.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
I love that track.
And One Tin Soldier.
Wow.
And Love Will Keep Us Together. I mean, everything you could possibly. Mandy. We did Mandy.
Wow.
Who
sang Mandy?
Who else? Robbie.
Yeah.
Oh
We did
God.
Superstar by the Carpenters. I mean, every bit of 70s cheese you can imagine, we threw it out there.
I love it.
Oh, I love that song quite a bit.
David and I have talked this before. I'm a big Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show fan. Shel Silverstein, his writing, his lyrics were just fantastic, and they were just a really good Jersey bar band that, none of their songs were really that difficult, but it's the writing behind it.
Yeah.
The
No,
lyrics are wonderful.
Robbie's a huge fan too. I think I actually
Yeah.
got him a couple of Dr. Hook albums that I found in a record store that he didn't have.
Yeah,
I found a Dr. Hook box in, I think it was in Stockholm, and I was going to send it to Mark, but he said he pretty much had everything on it anyway.
Wow.
I had nothing by them, so I figured, all right, I'll keep it.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Yeah, big Dr. Hook fan.
Was Dr. Hook's brother Jay involved in that box at all?
That's the one thing I didn't have. So
Here's a pip for you.
Yeah. Right.
It's great. Both of you guys know that book also.
Yeah.
And guess who else we had on Material Issues? Yes, we had Fred C. Harris.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that is
cool.
such a great book.
I mean that's the fun thing about this show is having people like that on there. I cherish that book. My first copy of that, I wore that. It was falling apart.
Same here.
I wore it out.
Yeah, it was one of those
That
books.
and my copy of Ball 4, I wore both those out. Used to read them over and over and over.
And to have that the author of the book on here was just like
It was surreal,
It really was. And he was so humble.
I bet if Jim Boughton were still alive, he would have been on Material Issues.
Oh yeah.
If we could get to him, yeah.
But yeah, and he was so
He
humble.
probably would have been approached. I mean, you probably could have gotten his email address
Yeah.
at any time.
Yeah. Wow.
I imagine it was Boughton56@gmail.com or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, we could. I mean, yeah, we certainly would have tried, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, that's what we did. Speaking of
Maybe
trying,
you can get Kyong Joe or King Joe or whatever his name is.
Hey, everybody, I'm David.
we gotta approach Bobby Sherman.
That's a thought.
Maybe some more bubblegum stuff. Maybe we get Sean Cassidy on here and have Shirley Jones join him. Shirley Jones, yeah. Sure.
I actually met Bobby Sherman once too, and again, a super nice and gracious gentleman. He was dressed in his paramedic uniform. I think he was still a paramedic.
He still was an EMT. Okay.
Yeah.
He was still doing that at the time, and it was promotion for some radio station out in the Inland Empire. And he came and was very nice to Kayla. I think she was about 8, and she had no idea who he was. And I said, he's sort of like Justin Bieber, but a long time ago.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's a good way of putting
like that. He wasn't having number ones everywhere. Probably maybe more like I don't know, maybe a little bit more like David Cassidy, I suppose.
But that would have meant she would have known who David Cassidy was, which she
didn't. Yeah. Oh well, that's a good point. I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, it's cool. Good coach. We should try to get him on there. That'd be a good show. That'd be good. Yeah.
Well, who do we have coming up?
I think
we got a couple of them now.
We got a couple of them now. I know next week. Today's what's today? Today is 23rd. So next week, right? The 30th?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, 1 hour earlier than normal. We've got Mike Scavone of the Doughboys, Ram Jam, and currently touring with the Yardbirds. So he's
pretty amazing. Good get, as you like to say, Mar.
He's gonna talk to us about his time, of course, with early Doughboys, latter day Doughboys, Ram Jam, and how he got into touring with the touring act of the Yardbirds. So that's gonna be great. Mike Scavone will be at 5 p.m. next Wednesday,
and I will be in Boston. It'll be right before opening night of IPO Boston, which begins on that Wednesday, the 30th, and goes through Saturday, November 2nd, at the Square Root, where we were last year.
Nice, nice.
So we're really looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun.
Do we have anybody else booked after that, or we
do indeed on the 7th? Is that right? 6th, yeah, November 6th.
30 days.
We have somebody someone who's been a huge part of the IPO family. One could argue the biggest part.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He or Jeremy Morris, but he did something.
Rena, you're gonna have Rena on.
He did something that Jeremy Morris never did, and he played 50 straight international pop overthrow festivals from March 2010.
Holy cow!
Some point in 2014, I don't remember, but he played 50 in a row. He went everywhere we went, and it's pretty amazing. He's definitely, I've always called him the hardest working man in the pop world, which now Fernando Perdomo may have usurped that title. I don't know. You could argue for that. But he still works hard. And when it comes to being a live act, I haven't seen too many people who get the crowd eating out of his hands, even though his records are never been big sellers. He's always been able to do that. Plus, he's in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, or I don't remember. It's not called that. It's called something else. But he's in there with the band Teenage Head, who were a big band in Canada in the early '80s. He's just great. Nobody like him. Mr. Dave Rave on Material Issues on November 6th.
Yeah, nice.
And I will be actually. Wait, is it the 6th or is it? Yeah, it's the 6th. Which will be the day after Election Day, so that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, we'll have a lot to talk about. Holy cow, yeah. And after that, I think we're kind of wide open. We're
wide open. I got a few irons in the fire.
Yeah,
there's a person who has been. It's been requested that we get him. You know who I'm talking about. I did send an email, but no response yet. So
our answer was that we would try to get him. So we'll see.
We'll see what all he has to do is say yes, and we'll have him on. But so far, no
I'm just singing. Sorry, having a good time with a.
Whatever you're drinking over there, I want some.
What do you have there, John?
Oh, I wanted to show Mark a couple of things.
Nice.
I told you about this, David, the Records album with the timing strip.
Yeah.
But then I thought Mark would be interested in this one because it's the first
very nice
record with a timing strip.
Nice.
And also the white label thing.
Those are always great.
Yeah, wonderful, man. Great stuff.
Not only do those have timing strips, which are very cool, and white labels, but those are better pressings than the standard ones. They want to make sure, of course, that when radio stations play it, there's not going to be any defect. One that I'm trying to find is Born to Run. Now, the interesting thing about that one is every promo copy that has a timing strip, at least, has a cut corner. I don't know why. They probably went for the cut corner first and then decided, no, we're going to put a timing strip on. There's a guy on Discogs who has it, and I kept trying to order it, and it wouldn't let me hit the button. Buy button, and I'm wondering what's going on. Did I forget to click on something? No, it turns out you had to spend $100.
Oh yeah, I've
contacted the guy, and I said, I'm sorry, I can't find anything else. I wish I could, but can you please just sell me this one? And no response. I tried twice and wasn't able to get them.
There is one on eBay right now because I saw it the other day and I just pulled it up. It's got a Born to Run promo with timing strip. It's the white label. It's got the timing strip. It's got the cut corner.
Wow.
And Bruce. And right now, with 3 days left, it's $4.25.
Oh, that's bid though, right?
Yeah, I imagine we'll go a little higher, but
yeah. Well,
hey, I mean, why not?
Thank you for letting me know that. I'll give it a shot. It may go lower.
I mean,
it could certainly go lower than.
I ran into that same situation, David, with somebody who had a Hilly Michaels calling all girls test pressing.
Oh wow!
And I just wanted that, and I kept trying to hit buy, and it wouldn't let me do it. I couldn't figure out why. It took me forever to realize they had a stipulation you had to spend $100, and he had nothing else that I wanted. I tried to contact, never heard anything from him.
Yeah, I really don't. I really don't get that.
And there's another
not
one.
Worth it. It's not worth his precious time to go to a mailbox unless he's going to get at least $100.
There's another one on eBay. Same thing. White label, cut corner, timing strip. $250 or best offer.
Wow.
Wow. All right. That's
I'd probably try with the 425 one first if I were you. But
yeah, the one that's on Discogs was $75. I figured that's about as high as I'll go on that one. And
right.
Nice. Well, again, yeah, we have a lot. We got irons in the fire, and if you subscribe to materialissues.com or tell all your friends and things, David sends an email out Monday or Tuesday and says what we got going on for Wednesday, and that's all you need to know. And then join us here live and have a good time, or don't. We don't care. We have a great time either way. 100. I just knocked on the desktop and the doggies are barking. But that's 176 episodes will be archived at materialissues.com. So if you missed any of them, and you need some binge watching, that's where you can find them.
Absolutely. It was great. Thank you, John, so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've well passed your paisley jacket that we give out for co-hosting 5 times. I don't know what color jacket we have to send you now. Of course, it's all just virtual, but yeah, thanks, man.
Of course, have fun in Florida. Say hello to your daughters.
Yeah, couple another day or so of having fun.
And John, you have fun in Dallas or Arlington. Yeah. Tell everybody there I said hi.
I will do that.
And I will be in Boston. I will be in Boston next week at whatever hotel we're staying at. I don't remember which one I booked. But
hi, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, hey, Lisa. Good to see you.
Yeah, Lisa. I have to send you some more recipes, Lisa.
Lisa, did you see that your album Lost Winter's Dream was in my 10 favorite albums that have yet to be issued on vinyl? Oh,
well, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, it's really a shame that one hasn't. I'd love to. There's still. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of things that haven't been issued on vinyl. Probably at this point, more than haven't been issued on CD. Still,
a lot of Chris Von Snyder and stuff.
Yeah, almost all of his.
I think all of it. Yeah.
I mean, Greenberry. We could name almost all the. Thank you, Lisa. We can name almost all the power pop from the 90s and virtually all of it.
Splitsville, Greenberry Woods.
I mean, the Merrymakers. Some of the best power pop albums of that era were. A lot of them would never been on the first 2 Nines albums.
Yeah, I was excited to hear on David Mark that the Orange Humble Band first album, Assorted Creams, is going to be released on vinyl in 2025 and released remastered on CD this year.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's one of my favorites of the time. Yeah. Wow.
Eric Vake's album Sandbox has now been issued on vinyl. I ordered it. It should be coming any time now. I remember, in fact, when I posted my list a few days ago forgot who it was, but somebody said, I'm really waiting for Sandbox. No one's done that. I said, yes, they have. They gave him a link. It was like he was so happy.
Well,
Probably
as I
Eric,
said,
probably Eric Vakes, who
as I said earlier, I couldn't believe when I saw the Orgone Box was working on a new project, and then I just heard the single that they released, and that stuff is in my probably top 20 of all time. I love the Orgone Box. Love the Orgone Box, and I thought Rick was finished with all that, but he's back. So
It's
cool.
great to see.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have the debut Rooks album on vinyl? For
Oh
example?
wow, yeah.
any of the Rooks, yeah.
I mean, in terms of what I own, they're just thousands of things from that era, up until like around 2010
Yeah.
that have never been on vinyl. And
Martin Luther Lennon's never been on
Oh
vinyl.
Lord, yeah.
That'd be
Well,
something to do. Yeah, definitely.
If I hit the lottery, I'm not going to tell anybody, but there'll probably be signs, and it could be the fact that I start a label that reissues all these great, power pop bands of that time period. We'll just
a subsidiary of Pop Detective, you mean?
Yeah, it would just be all vinyl reissues of all this great stuff, or it's never been released on
You
vinyl.
can start with that last Artful Dodger record we're always talking.
Yeah, Rave On, yeah, be great.
Well, let's hope that all happens.
Or you can always release some really shitty old pop records on a new subsidiary called Pop Defective.
Yeah,
and see how that goes. I can think of a few that could go on there.
Yeah, and some of the ones you could think of, I actually like.
Yeah, well, there's no accounting for anyone's taste. I see.
It would be fun. Yeah, but cool. All right, guys. Well, I am exhausted after a long day of eating, drinking, and walking all over Epcot. But this has been a lot of fun, and we'll catch everybody next Wednesday here at Material Issues.
You got it.
You guys have a great night. John, have a great one.
Thanks. Have fun. Thanks, guys.
Love to Rena.
Love to Chaz.
John, love
and
to
your
the
daughter.
family.
Since you're
The
there.
family. I'm going to cover everybody. And thank you so much. Yeah. Cheers.
Thanks everyone for listening. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the World Series if you're a baseball fan.
Go Dodgers.
Bye night.
Oops, I hit end.